And so as you come onto your back body, take a moment to place yourself with love and tenderness. Have maybe a blankets beside you, have a strap nearby. So for my morning practices, I look at them a little bit as a continuation from what I did all night, rested. So that slow uncurling of my body. I want my body to wake up in a gentle and kind way. You know that if somebody comes you and wakes you up suddenly out of a deep slumber, everything just gets a little unjarred. And because maybe I'm a side sleeper, so I know that right now everything is a little bit off center. So we begin simply by the breathing. And we'll place a hand on the lower abdomen. Breathing in and out. If you have some post-nasal drip, 'tis the season, sliding a blanket under your head, just to have the head a little bit higher, can help facilitate just a little bit easier breathing. So these practices are always about how can I make it feel better? How can I minimize the strain? Ahimsa, absence of violence. Just breathe in and out. Inviting in a gentle three-part breath, sometimes called Viloma. This means against the grain, unnatural. Starting to fill the lower abdomen, then the side chest, and at the very top. And we empty from the top and down. Making it fluid, not sharp. Just gently moving the attention from lower to middle to upper. And then on the out breath, upper, middle, and lower. When we connect to the breath, we allow everything to soften in the body and in the mind. We'll add in the Brahmari breathing practice. Really good breathing practice this time of the year. It means the bumblebee or the female bumblebee, it ends on the I, Brahmari, but some teacher says, no, that's just silly. So there you got the short lesson on Sanskrit language. If it ends on an I, it denotes sometimes a female quality. Now, as you breathe in, that's normal. And as you breathe out, hum, simply humming. So it sounds like this. In breath, passive, belly breathing, maybe three-part, out breath. Moving in an easy way. So the lips are touching gently, but the teeth are separate. So when we practice this on our back, then the jaw, it's a little easier to have the jaw soft, the tongue soft. So I invite you just to continue. And close your eyes. Have a soft gaze, whatever is comfortable as you listen for that inner sound of your humming. The deeply calming breath. It is great both for anxiety and depression. It calms the mind, but it elevates the vibration. Hence, also really good for sinus, throat congestion. We'll do it one more time. And let your breath return to neutral. And then I invite you to walk your knees a little bit wider. Walking at the knees a little bit wider. Take the arms out to the sides. And then as you inhale, knees go to one side, nose to the other. So we're starting with the windshield wiper twists. Side to side, a little arch as the knee draws down, a little flattening as the knees come up. So the arch and flatten quality is embodied in this gentle windshield wiper twist. Well, today, Martin Luther King holiday. And it's a reminder, I think, to walk the wide path, the middle and wide path, where we're not so restricted by labels. So this practice today embodies, celebrates a wide path. That's the easiest place to be for our minds. Let's extend the legs out, sliding the arms up overhead, full body stretch. And just that little side jiggle, reaching out to the right, reaching out to the left, the yin and the yang. There's always something that's different from ourselves. And if we recoil in fear from that, that becomes a narrow path. Maybe we can lean in, learn about it, but not be fearful. So the 5 kleshas, causes of suffering. Ignorance, the first one, we just don't know. As you exhale, let's hug both knees in. We'll take the chin to the chest so the whole front contract. We'll take the head down, take the left arm out to the sides. This is back to second vinyasa. And guide the knees just a little bit to the right, not a super deep event. Take the left hand and guide your knees now to the left. Come back to center. We'll take the arms overhead, legs to the sky. And the legs go wide. And we'll do that one more time. Wide legs. And we exhale the legs back together. We hug them back in. And full body stretch. Arms as high as is comfortable. We'll do that again. Hugging the knees in, chin to chest, head comes down, and the knees go to right, and then to the left, back to center. Swing the arms overhead as we take the legs to the sky, and wide leg. And one more time. And hugging the knee backs in, knee back in. I got the S on the wrong word. English is tricky. And again, hugging the knees in, head down. So there's a lot of elements that are very similar to his first little flow, first little sequence, except again, this one, it's a little wider. Arms overhead, legs to the sky. Wide legs. And let's do that again. Wide legs. Back together. Hugging the knees in. And stretching back out. Again. Curling up. And front, long front for the twist. So a gentle Jara Parvitasana. We did that last week. And arms over, legs up. Wide. Hugging in again. And full body stretch. Let's do it one more time. Hugging the knees in. Taking them to one side. Don't have to be the right. It can be the left. Up. Now when you, after you have the legs out to the sides twice, come back and just have them straight up legs. Arms overhead. Now lengthening the tailbone away from the mat. Draw the belly button towards the spine. So you're in downward facing dog right now. Exact same shape. Exact same shape. That's kind of cool, isn't it? So sometimes it's just easier to ponder a pose when we again eliminate gravity. What is different? Maybe I need my arms a little bit wider to get them comfortably on the floor. So I'll learn a little bit about my shoulders. Now taking the legs wide again. Taking the legs wide like a downward facing dog. That just might come around again today. We'll take the legs back together. And now take your strap. And then strap your feet. And so I have the loop on my belt. You can also just hold it. So you want the loop or your belt wide enough where your feet goes as wide as is comfortable. Too much of a good thing is not a good thing. Sacrum and the back of my head touches the floor. Our two landmarks for spinal integrity. And then gently bend the knees, like a very wide happy baby pose. Straighten the legs and bend the knees again. And straighten the legs. The second cause of suffering, so there are five. Like I said, ignorance, we don't know. We think we know, but we don't. And that's the ego, that's the second one. The ego says, well, I know. Hello, princess. How did you sneak in here? Yeah, I see you. Let's do that one more time. Bend the knees, draw the knees towards the armpits. This is a very wide squat. And then keeping the tailbone towards the mat, straightening the legs, and reaching the hands up towards the feet. Maybe catch the outer edges of the feet or holding on to the strap. Keeping the spine long. So the tailbone wants to lift here. Can you keep the sacrum down? Oh, I hear you. And from here, let's slide the legs together. Remove the strap. Hugging the knees in. And then we're going to take the right leg out long. Take the right leg long. Arms down alongside the body. Take a breath in as you exhale. We're going to curl up. Ardha Navasana. So half boat pose. Inhale, head comes down, knee comes back in. And we'll do the left side. Extending up through the left leg. So keep the low back down. That works a little bit on the psoas. Let's do that again. Lift the head, curling the front body, extend the right leg out. And come back in. Left side. and lower down. And we're going to kick up. So you can kick, doesn't matter which leg, but I'm going to use it as my little piston to kick up, and I'm in boat pose. Boom. Take the hands behind the knees and lift. And one leg up, other leg up. Go for a little walk. Keep the front long. So as I get a little work here, and place the feet down. I'm taking the hands back. And the fingers can point out to reverse tabletop. We'll begin, we'll keep the tush down. As you inhale, lift the heart. Lift the heart, draw the shoulder blades down. I'm just keeping my chin towards the chest. I don't want to jam everything back. I soften a little bit, so a little seated cat and cow. Inhale, lift the heart, shoulder blades draws together, and my chin just rests down towards the chest. And soften. One more time. Lift the heart, pressing the hands down, and this time, pressing the feet down, and is there a lift off the seat? Press the hands down, press the feet down. Maybe take the head back. And slowly lower down. Let the chin come back towards the chest. We're going to lift up one more time. Inhale, lift the heart. That's where the pose lift starts. And then feet presses down, hand presses down. We lift up. Big stretch for the anterior deltoid, the front of your shoulder. And coming down. And from here, now a little odd invitation. One of the testing of healthy aging is, can you stand up without using your hands? And go ahead and use your hands if, not right today, so it's something to practice, but we will travel into standing. And you'll come and stand centered on your mat. Let's take the blocks and place them centered. As we are traveling the wide path. So we got ignorance, we got ego. Ego, just like I said, slaps labels all over everything. Like, don't like, too much, too little. And so it goes. And once we've slapped an ego label on what's in our mind, we come to think that's true. Just because the ego decided it was. We'll take the hands to the hips. The next one is aversion and attraction or attachment. I call those the twins. We like it, we don't like it. We want more of what we like, we don't want more of what we don't like. So we are like those balls that just bang, 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 bang. Can we just be in the middle? Not grasping for what we like and spending so much time trying to avoid what we don't like. A little bend in the knees. A little bend in the knees. We inhale, we lift up through the heart. Draw the shoulder blades together and down the back. And then we hinge forward, and the hands will come to the floor, maybe the blocks, right under the shoulders, right under the shoulders. So the spine is long. And then we're going to go on a little ski trip, bending it, your left knee. We're going to go a little deeper to the left side, and we'll go to the right. Let's go from side to side. Not a big, hairy deal. And one more time to the right, and we're back at center. Now keeping the hips over the heels, sliding the hands maybe on the blocks forward. So this is a wide-legged downward facing dog. We just did it on our back. So here we get an inversion, keeping the seat lifted, legs working. Powerful. You breathe. Lifting the hips, lengthening the arms, tractioning the spine. One of the most important things we can do every day, spinal traction. And when we do it with an inversion, that's a lot of bang for the buck. We're going to walk the hands back under the shoulders. And then we're going to heel toe in just a little bit narrower. We'll take the hands to the hips. We're going to inhale, press all the way up. And we're going to take the feet out, so pointing out rather than in. We'll take the arms to the sky, like a 5-pointed star. As we exhale, bend the knees. And inhale, straightening arms and legs. We'll do that again. Bending the knees. So this little pre-squat. And up again. Sometimes called goddess pose. I think more of the football players in New Zealand. And coming back up again. And we come down. Holding the pose. Tailbone straight down. So just for fun and giggles, we'll add the breath of the lion here, Simhasana, which is just opening your mouth, stick the tongue way out and roar. It looks like this. And then the in-breath takes us up. We'll do that 2 more times. And 1 more. Fierce. Can you feel it? Inhale, we stand back up. Now that was fun, right? We'll turn the feet back in again. And we'll come back into our forward fold. Inhale, lift, 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 lift. Shoulders back. Remember, every forward fold begins with the back bend. And we hinge from the hips. Knees can soften. That takes the hamstring out of the equation. Hands again, right under the shoulders. That may be on blocks. So this is Prasarda Padottanasana number 2. So halfway here, we're going to use that as our transition into Malasana. So toe heel in again. So you're about a couple of feet, and then now bend the knees, bend the knees. So you decide how low you go down in your squat. Malasana means garland pose. So you're creating the knees out to the side, pointing out over the toes. We don't spend, as a culture, we don't spend a lot of time in this position. Other cultures do. So they have entirely different things going on in their bodies than we do. And from here, we're going to come back onto our tush. And let's take a blanket and sit on a blanket. Seated staff pose. This pose is to the seated postures what Tadasana mountain pose is to the standing postures. So again, as best as I can tell, back of the head and my sacrum is on the same plane. I'll take my hands by my hips and press the hands down. Press the hips down, but then lengthen up through the crown of the head. Can I create a little bit more lift? And then I'll take the right knee in. Hugging the right knee in to the chest. And then I'll take my left hand to the outside of the right knee and the right hand back. Left leg long and strong. Merchasana 3. Let's inhale, lift the spine, lift the sternum. And exhale, we twist to the right. Gently lift up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, use the muscles of your trunk, especially if you have a diagnosis of osteopenia and osteoporosis. Do not be aggressive with the hand and the twist. We want to strengthen these muscles, not break them apart. So when we use inner muscular effort rather than external, then we get that result that we desire. One more breath. Is there a little bit more squeeze? And we return to center. Extend and bend. So left leg has come in. We'll take the right hand, left arm back. Inhale again, lifting up. So rooting out through the sits bones, evenly on both sides. Lift, lift, lift. And we invite the twist again. So left shoulder leads into the twist. Left shoulder blade moves towards the spine. Lift, lift, lift. In breath, extend. Out breath, deepen. So riding the inherent energy in the pose. No force, gentle invitation. So the last of the cause of suffering is just 5. It seems like there ought to be many more, but just 5. Fear. We are terrified. And slowly come back. And release. And that is the strongest of all our causes of suffering. We're terrified of losing what we consider to be ours, part of the ignorance. Nothing belongs to us. So that one is hard. The ego tells us my house, my husband, my kids, my dog. Again, they're really hard. But my ego told me it was so. And I don't want to lose what I love. And I don't want more of what I don't love. So I'm terrified. Yoga says, whew, take a breath in and out. It's going to be fine. So don't get stuck in that wheel of that samskara. Trust with the breath, with the practice. We find space in the middle way. Let's take the arms out and up. Reach, 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 reach. And we take the hands down. Let's cross our ankles. You might like to sit up on another block or blanket. Being comfortable. Sukhasana. Turning the palms up. Take the index finger to the thumb. Jnana mudra. Jnana, wisdom. Mudra, gesture. So when we hold our hands in this manner, we invite gentle inner wisdom, helping us with our ignorance, with all the labeling of the ego, not being so grippy in neither attachment or aversion. And then not be so afraid. Breathing in and out. Maybe closing your eyes. Letting your mind follow the breath. Breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I know I'm breathing out. In. Out. Letting your mind rest on the rhythm of your breath. Thoughts will pop in. It's okay. Just let them float on by. Remember, meditation is the 7th limb of practicing breath awareness. Concentration is the sixth limb. So it is a tool that helps us deepen inner stillness. We can hear the sound of who we are. If your eyes are closed, you may open them. Release the mudra and bring the palms together to Anjali Mudra. The heart's gesture, humility, and love. We'll close with Om Shanti, Shanti Shanti Om. Let's take a deep breath in. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namaste. May you have a great day.